Time is so weird. We live by it, we plan our days around it, and yet it's not even real. As I was painting this, I was listening to a podcast that touched on this topic. I find it super interesting. I thought I'd share a few things that stood out to me. Let's start with this. Time doesn't exist in nature, it's something humans created. There's no such thing as hours or minutes in the natural world. The sun rises and sets, seasons change, but the idea of measuring these changes with clocks and calendars, that's obviously entirely human-made. It's a tool to make sense of life. Without human perception, there's no past or future. There's just one continuous now. Here's where it gets trippy. The block universe theory. So imagine the universe as a giant loaf of bread. Each slice represents a moment in time. One slice could be this exact moment, as I'm painting this flower. Another slice could be yesterday, another slice could be 10 years from now. The twist, all the slices exist simultaneously. So the loaf as a whole is the entire timeline of the universe. What we think of as the past, present, and future are not separate. They're all just different slices of the same loaf, equally real. So we experience the loaf slice by slice, moving from one moment to the next. But that's just our perception. The loaf itself, every moment of time, already exists. Isn't that fucking crazy? Everything exists at the same time. Einstein's theory of relativity takes this even further. He showed that time isn't universal, it's relative, which means it changes depending on where you are and how fast you're moving. So for example, imagine two people. One is standing still, the other is traveling close to the speed of light. For the person moving, time would literally slow down. So what feels like hours to them feels like years to someone standing still. If you orbited close to a black hole for a few hours, decades pass for someone far away from it. It's not science fiction, it's real. This is real life. Even GPS satellites experience time differently because they're farther away from Earth's gravity. Their clocks run faster than ours, and engineers have to adjust for this difference daily. So time isn't fixed. It bends, it stretches, and it changes based on the circumstances. What feels like hours to me painting might feel like seconds to someone watching the time-lapse. The trippiest part, everything happens at once. Time doesn't flow at all. Instead, everything, past, present, and future, is happening at once, at the same time. It's like the universe is a book, and each page is a moment in time. You're currently reading this page, but all the other pages, everything that's ever happened or will happen, are already written. They already exist. Our brains just process time linearly, like flipping through the pages of that book one by one. But in reality, the entire story is already there. This means that your future is already happening. Your past is still happening. They're all just different pages or slices of the same loaf. But if time is just an illusion, why does it feel so real? I have so many answers to that question, but I'm just gonna say it's because our perception of time is tied to how much information our brains process. When you're a kid, everything is new and exciting, and your brain is constantly learning, so time feels slow. But as you age, I'm sure we can all relate to this, as we age, your experiences become repetitive and your brain processes less information, and that makes time feel like it's speeding up. That's why moments of creativity, like painting this flower, feel so timeless. They're filled with focus and newness and stretching the moment into something much bigger. And that brings me to the flow state, the feeling of being so deeply into something that time disappears. I have no issue getting into that flow state, and losing track of time happens to me on a daily, which can be problematic, but I digress. When I'm painting, I'm not thinking about the past or worrying about the future. I'm just here in this moment, creating. In those moments, it feels like I stepped outside the illusion of time and I tapped into something infinite. Art has this incredible power to make something stand still. Each brush stroke in this painting is like freezing a slice of time. This exact moment is going to live forever in the painting, even as life moves on. That's the power of art, turning something temporary into something timeless. So if time isn't real, what does that mean for how we live? Maybe it's just a reminder to stop worrying so much about clocks and deadlines, stop rushing from one moment to the next, overthinking the past. Instead, focus on the now. The only thing that really matters, the only thing that's truly real. So I guess this painting is a reminder that we can create something eternal, even in a world ruled by time. Speaking of time, I completed this piece in under 24 hours, which is a major accomplishment for me personally. Normally it would take me 24 days. So yeah, pretty fun challenge. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye. Talk to you later.